Alright, welcome everyone. So the other day, I remembered this little app, this little website that I'm sure a majority of people who were in certain fandoms would remember. And I remember how addicted to it I was. This app is called Pic Collage. Now, Pic Collage back in the day was like my version of Instagram, Tumblr, and Twitter all in one. Because you could just post whatever you wanted and also create your own collages and make friends and socialize. Now, I got this back when I was in like 5th grade, and I'm 22 years old now. It's been many years, many years since I remembered that this existed. Today, I wanted to just go through it and see what my younger self was up to back in those days.
That's a great idea. I'm with that.
Now, I do want to clarify that I did go through this on my own the other night, but I actually wanted to make a video of it as well because man, does it get bad. It gets bad. There are going to be some things in here that I potentially blur out or, that I leave out. There's going to be a lot. So you're not going to see everything unless you actually take the effort to log into this website and search up my username. Okay, but that would be entirely up to you if you want to do that. But I just wanted to go through this and see just like, because I know it's going to be cringe and I know it's going to be funny, and it's going to be funny to just laugh at myself in the way that I used to be. As you can probably already tell, Undertale, just a lot of Undertale, and my likes, they would average around like 3 to 6 likes per post, and I thought that was like the most amazing thing to ever happen to me back then. And also another thing about this is you're gonna slowly just see my descend into like madness, and you're gonna see kind of like my mental health actively decline the more that I post on this. So that's also going to be an interesting ride, because when I first started posting on this, it was innocent and cool, and well, I wouldn't really say innocent or wholesome at all, but yeah, I would just constantly post about Undertale because I was obsessed with it. Absolutely obsessed with it. This is when the game first came out, like 2015, like early 2016. The fandom was just getting started, so you can imagine, if you were in the fandom during that time, how kind of like chaotic this is gonna look like. So you can already see here some like alternate universe Undertale stuff. So I don't know why I'm doing this to myself and exposing myself this way, but people change. I've grown since then, okay? I promise. This is gonna get bad. Okay, so stick around. Stick around. So you've stared at this, long enough. And then these little highlights that pop up, they are just the captions that I put for my post. So as you can see for this one, new book cover for Wattpad. Yes, I used to write a bunch of Wattpad fanfiction, mainly about Undertale and about something else that you're gonna find out here in a little bit. So I guess that book was called Chara's Tale. And then also we have Sans times Alphys one-shots. Don't even know what was going through my head there. And of course you have the cute little Tumblr girls here. So we're just gonna, start from the beginning and go backwards to the more recent posts. The more you look at this, the more you can get an idea about the type of person that I was. I ship it, hashtag sorry not sorry. Yes, I was a huge Chara and Frisk shipper back then. I'm sorry about that. I was a child, so I didn't realize how weird it was back then. I promise, I've had so much character development since then. Don't cancel me. What is this? Oh, we're blurring that name out. So, apparently I have a boyfriend. He doesn't own Pic Collage. He doesn't go to the same school as me since I transferred, and we email each other. A meaningful relationship. It was so meaningful. I believe we forgot about each other for like 2 months during summer vacation. And then he emailed me after school was over, and he was just like, "You remember me?" Yeah. Well, here's the thing. We didn't have any contact over the summer. I am sorry. It's okay. He's all good. He's married now. I'm married now. Everything's fine. To different people, of course, obviously. So, on Pic Collage, you could link YouTube videos, and they would actually work. And you could watch it from the collage. And as you can see, I really wanted to sing this for my school's talent show. You know, Stressed Out by 21 Pilots. It was the first ever 21 Pilots song that I ever heard, and you know, I just fell in love with it. A shout out to my 6th grade health teacher back then for showing it to us during class, because she started something that still hasn't ended to this day, September 26th, 2025. I don't regret it though. 21 Pilots was never a phase. Quote me on that. Never did sing it for the school talent show because we didn't have a talent show. I think I would have embarrassed myself way too much if I did have to end up doing that. And then I also did have a YouTube channel before this one, and I used to make nightcore videos. Of course, I took those down because it got a bunch of hate for some reason.
Let's just laugh at him now.
And then I took down a bunch of other videos that I made back then because they were just not good. Yeah, you can kind of see that the undiagnosed autism is very prevalent. It goes very strong. I am diagnosed autistic. I got diagnosed last year, May. So looking back on this, it just, everything clicks and everything makes sense. It's nice to have an answer there. And of course, you have the Underfell Sans Times Reader. For some reason, I would always update people that I'm going to school, and it would only get like 4 likes and like 0 comments. So I don't understand why I would do that. Well, this is dramatic. I'm thinking I'm changing my user back to lollipopgirl112 and go back to my original content. It seems that would be best for my friendship between this person and I, even though I don't really want to. It has to be done. Sorry, all the people who followed me because they love Undertale, I'm done posting that. This is really dramatic. Oh, I have some comments here. You know what? Fine, I'll go back to posting that. But if you stop complaining about what I read, that's the only reason why this happened. Okay, so I assume that I'm talking about that friend. This person was complaining that I was reading so much about Undertale and just like talking about it all the time, but it was a hyperfixation and I didn't know that it was a hyperfixation. So I guess I just really didn't want to lose my friendship with this person, and that's ironic because I have already lost my friendship with this person as of recent. So I guess it was just never meant to be. The fact that it only has like 1 like. What is Undertale? Changing my user now. I'm careless now. But you know, tell me what you think first, girl. Nobody's telling you what you think. Stop. Stop. And then I tried to just go back to like different content. Then like, I don't even think like even a day later I was like, nah, I'm going back to Undertale. I don't care. I don't care. That's actually crazy. I used to make Animal Jam music videos. Chara and Frisk is my OTP. Okay, that's obvious. How many times have I posted about it? Way too much. Nobody cares. I am such a dirty sinner, crying inside. I don't know where I find this stuff. I need the holy water. I don't know who this person is, but apparently they just agree with me. Hey, good on us, you know? I can't handle it. Like, this was intense for me. It's only gonna get a lot worse the more I'm on the internet. Currently updating my Chara and Frisk story. Look at the word count. Is it a sin? Oh. Yeah, well, that's not great. I would also like to preface that I am now a full believer in Jesus now, and my poor 13, 14-year-old self wasn't. Was not. So there is a lot of like references to like Satan and going to hell and, you know, needing holy water, and you know, it's just bless her heart. She didn't know what she was doing. We're all good now though. We're good now. Promise. Let's just give this a quick read really quick. Undyne said I could sleep at her house, but there was no way sleep was happening tonight. Chara and I were still cuddling, and soon enough, I heard her breathing softly. Every time I closed my eyes, I would see an image from the movie. I tried to stay awake, but Chara's soothing breath. It's okay, guys, it's okay. Updating another chapter of my Chara and Frisk story. Are you sure this isn't a sin? Another interesting word count. I broke out of my thoughts when I heard something. Frisk, let Monster Kid go. You've been holding on to him for 10 whole minutes. It was Undyne. I suddenly dropped him onto the cold, hard ground. I ran over to the couch and lay there. I let myself go out of control of Frisk's body. It wasn't worth it anymore. What is going on? I assume that Chara went into Frisk's body and like possessed it for some reason. That is the only context I can gather from that because I do not remember anything about this story.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And I made this story like a 3-part trilogy. Like I was deep invested into it. It got kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Updated a chapter of my Frisk and Chara story. It's really intense, like really. Okay, let's see what's so intense about it then. Undyne left the couch, so I was alone. Alone. Where's Chara? She left. Why? Where did she go? No, she can't just leave just like that. I got up and ran up to Undyne, who was cooking spaghetti. Undyne, help! Chara's gone. She's missing. Undyne raised her eyebrow. Frisk, I know. I cut her off. Shut the hell up! You don't know anything, you dumb fish! Wow, that's really intense. Okay, hold on. Let's add some like intense music in the background. Okay, I ran out of her house and looked around Waterfall. I didn't see anything. Where's my Chara? I ran through Snowdon and checked every house and every shop. Nowhere. I saw Mercy and Papyrus and ran up to them. Papyrus, Mercy, it's Chara. She's gone. Mercy looked concerned. Oh, Frisk, I know. It's gonna be alright. It's a lot to take in, but I cut her off. Ugh! No! You don't know! I ran away again, back to where I first met Sans. Chara wasn't here either. Oh my gosh! Where was she? What's going on? Did she run away? Did she disappear? Did she die? Actually, I'm pretty sure she died. Because if I remember correctly, the 3rd story was about Chara being a ghost. So I'm pretty sure she died, but I can't remember how she died. Also, Mercy is one of my friend's OCs that she wanted me to put in the story. And she was like a tall skeleton with like long, flowy hair. And you know, she kind of looked like a sugar skull, I guess you could say. Yeah. Nobody liked the self-insert, if I remember correctly. Nobody liked that. I was a child. Yeah, what else can I say? I don't pursue art nowadays. This is how I spend my time quoting Undertale things on a YouTube video. Yeah, the undiagnosed autism just really makes itself known here. I think if you see this image and you see this part of the caption, you're really gonna understand where this is going. Alright. Right, oh, little mini face reveal here. Oh, look what came in the mail today. Yes, a Septiceye Sam plush. It looked horribly ugly. This is what's currently happening in my life of story writing. Frisk's POV, Chara's body. It was placed in some sort of tube-like capsule with green liquid, just floating there. I didn't realize Chara was right next to me until she screamed louder than I did, but I didn't look at her. I just kept staring at her body floating in that thing. So, you didn't realize she was standing next to you until she screamed, but you had no reaction to her screaming, like it didn't scare you or anything? I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to do anything. I was in pure shock, trembling. Why would Gaster have that? Yeah, so Chara was definitely dead. And then I would also make like random tributes to the Undertale characters. Of course, these videos are not available anymore. OMG, I love it. What software did you use? Editing software? Windows Live Movie Maker. Girl, you need to like take your autism. You need to go sit down. You need to go sit down somewhere else. Looking at this picture, it makes me realize I have a lot more to learn from this world. What could this picture entail that makes you think you have a lot more to learn from this world? I just want to know. I just want to know what was the thought process? I don't understand. And then, yeah, my slow descent into madness. I think it started like maybe a few pages ago. But you can really see it start to like surface its way up. So I ended my Chara's book. Can you guess what happened? Answer, Frisk committed suicide. Hello? I started to choke. Wheezing, I stumbled backwards and hit the ground with a loud thump. The searing pain only now reached my brain. It burned, but it felt good. Long-needed tears welled up in my emotionless eyes and poured down like a waterfall, thrashing violently, trying to get out. I felt free, or almost free. Everything was getting darker, if that was even possible. I was laying in a pool of my own blood. It soaked into my stiff clothing. My blood-coated face tingling. But I smiled. I felt joy for once. It was actually over. I felt dizzy, I couldn't move. And slowly my life slipped away. Slowly I closed my eyes. And slowly I crawled to freedom. Please, Chara, I'm coming for you, love. What the fuck is this? How old was I? 14, 13, 14? First committed suicide? I needed to get off the internet, man. What was going on in my head? Oh, with this one, I don't even know if I can read this out. I was role-playing. Did I take it too far? XD. No, okay, I'm just gonna, like, not read this out loud. You guys can, like, pause to read it, because I'm not. I'm sick of trying. OTP, anyone else know? Okay, shoot self. Slow descent into madness. I hope we can all just, like, have a realization that this was a 13, 14-year-old girl who kept scrolling the internet and scrolled self-deprecating Tumblr. It was getting bad. It was getting pretty bad. Don't get me wrong. Okay, these guys are great. I still watch some of their videos till this day. But I did grow a parasocial relationship with them. Just a little bit. And I feel horrible about it nowadays. So it shifted from Undertale, and it's now going into YouTube culture. And it starts with like a handful of Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, PewDiePie, you know, all of those like iconic names that we all know. It shifted from Undertale to that. And I kind of grew like a really, really not great parasocial relationship with them. And I'm sure that, you know, if you're watching this, you know, you can kind of like see that nowadays with YouTubers like Dream or, you know, George Not Found, with these kids who are around the same age. So I feel like it's just like an endless cycle, you know, unsupervised access to the internet. Stuff like this is bound to happen. So I will never be able to see Jack nor Mark. Why? It's my dream. It will never come true. I bet my dad is just lying to me, saying I'll be able to meet them someday. I know he's lying, which makes me bawl my eyes out even more. Well, Mackenzie, you actually did meet Markiplier. You did, back in VidCon 2017, you actually did meet him, and you enjoyed it a lot, and, you know, he gave you a great big hug. It was cool. We also did meet Crank Gameplays as well over there, and also I has Cupquake, the Odd Ones Out, James from the Odd Ones Out, so I don't know, my dream came true, I guess. Then we have, My Heroes. Then you got all the iconic, you know, some are canceled now, but we don't really talk about that. So I actually remember making this. I don't know why I have such a vivid memory of making this particular collage. And then whatever app this was, FaceQ, I was obsessed with it for a little bit. This was my OC. Her name was Rocky, hence why my name is Rocky DJ, because I wanted to be some sort of inspirational, like, podcast holder, kind of like Radio Rebel back then, and I just made my name Rocky DJ. It never happened. Rocky Rose, she obviously, this My Little Pony OC obviously has, some sort of murderous intent with that intense scowl on her face, and also the blood splatter in her name. Not good. I blame Smile HD for that entirely when I watched that when I was like 11 years old. Those who know. Hey, guess what? I'm officially part of the fandom and I'm now a fangirl. These guys are amazing. At first when I heard about them, I wasn't sure, but I just binge watched all their videos. They're awesome. Just 2 more YouTubers to cry over, and cry over them you did. Cry over them you did, girl, you did. I may now have a dark obsession with these two. You guys are about to delve into the mind of one of the 14-year-old girls who went absolutely insane over Dan and Phil and them being gay and wanting them to be together so desperately bad. Which nowadays, September 26, 2025, I don't really know if they are, but I also just don't really care anymore. If they are, awesome, cool, amazing. If they aren't, awesome, cool, amazing. You know, like either way, I don't really care. And I think that's like actually kind of crazy how a person can go from like caring about one thing so much and then like just not even caring the more that they grow up.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I guess that's just a part of life, but it's honestly like actually kind of crazy to me as well. And I guess I just like posted a bunch of videos about like, well, I guess this was like the same 3 months. Why did I do that? All of them different types of captions. And then of course you would have like a random spill of Undertale in there as well. You know, can't get rid of all the special interests, am I right? I know what you're thinking, Kenzie. Stop posting stuff about fan. I can't. Yeah. Well, I've become fan trash. We can tell. I think I might need mental help. Right. It may be even cuter than Septiplier. You don't say. This is what I look like. I was gonna smile, but I decided I looked better with a straight face. Guys, so it's my birthday today. Well, technically it was yesterday, since it's 12 a.m. now, but yeah, I'm officially 13. So I was 12 during all those posts. Oh my goodness, was I cooked. Oh, you're 13 too. Wow. Happy birthday, I'm turning 13 this month. We were all corrupted 12-year-olds. Corrupted 12-year-olds. Oh, it's so funny to me. It's so funny to me how we were just not supposed to be on the internet. But we were. Oh my goodness, my old bedroom. Oh, all the way back in South Carolina. Oh, I remember the days. It's so bland and bare. I have been desperately searching for this Fluttershy toy thing for years because I knew that I had one. I knew that I had one. But it disappeared. I have no idea where it is. I have no idea where it went. I've been desperately searching for it because I knew that I had one, and it's also just super cute. And also, you can never find a My Little Pony like toy like this anywhere. I may still be really interested in My Little Pony at my big 22-year-old age. This is a very odd layout. It's not even like against a wall or anything. Like it's against the back wall here, but the head is not against, like, you could totally just scoot that back a little bit. I'm not sure why I was like, and the nightstand too, that's really odd. And this is, I guess, when I started to realize the importance of like life and, you know, feelings and stuff. I guess you could call it puberty. Who would even ask that? Hey Jack, I'm feeling down today. Can you go and sub to me, please? It'll make me get better. If you do, I will love you to bits. Also, do you have PS3? I was onto something. That's so funny. That's so funny. I have no more friends in school or real life. I'm getting lonely. I think at the time I was actually really struggling to make friends and make a connection in real life because of course I was in middle school during this time, and middle school is like horrible for anybody who's ever been to middle school. If you've been to middle school, you know how awful and horrible middle school is. You know, people online, you know, they validated me a lot. And, you know, it got to a point where I would just look forward to going on my phone again. And also during this time, I was part of a Kick group chat. They were all my friends in there. You know, they validated me a lot. And of course, people on this app would validate me a lot. And on Wattpad and, you know, everything like that. I don't think I had an Instagram during this time. But either way, when I did have an Instagram, I was also getting validation on that from all of these other people who are my age or a lot older, and I think that has caused me to like be very shut off from the rest of the world because people in real life would not treat me that same way. And I think in this post I was really referring to just not talking for 8 hours straight throughout the entire day, because nobody would willingly come up and talk to me, and then whenever I tried to chime in on the conversation, nobody would listen. I still don't have very many actual true close friends. I'd say my only real friend is my husband at the moment. I guess this is when I started writing Dan and Phil fan fiction, because my iPad wants Phil to fall into a person. Reblog if you think your voice is unattractive. There is no way that I didn't learn this self-hate from the internet and from self-deprecating Tumblr, and also there was a lot of like self-deprecation and a lot of self-hate on this app as well, because there were reposts from Tumblr on this app. and it was really just a whole mess, and it kind of just like shaped my mind into the way that it was back then, and it still kind of is now. It's just kind of sad. Oh my goodness. This person and I are in a really violent and bloody roleplay right now. Lol, it's fun.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that.
Right, that was another thing. I was really into blood and gore for some reason. Of course, I didn't actually look at anything, but I thought I was so edgy and cool for being into that and writing stuff like that. Oh, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I doing this to myself? No further context is needed. Just a very brief time that I would just constantly pull all-nighters, even if I did have school the next day. And I would just post about it. Like a beautiful flower on a hot sunny day, wake up to the heat wave and shrivel up because no one can give you the water that represents love. Wow, I'm 14 and this is really deep. Hashtag just 3 a.m. thoughts. I wonder what my siblings are dreaming about. Just 5 a.m. thoughts. Help me. Interesting night. Talking to friends, watching YouTube, drooling over Phil Lester. Oh, would you look at that? The sun is rising. My ovaries have exploded one too many times because of Philip. No. So my mom found out I pulled an all-nighter, don't know how it helped me, and she asked me what I did last night that kept me up. I lied to her and said I just watched Jacksepticeye the entire night. Yeah, you didn't want your mother to know that you were absolutely horny for a man 2 times older than you. Oh dear, I remember this. Guys, OMG, my dad just scrolled through my Pic Collage account. I'm shaking. He just quickly scrolled through my profile, looked at some things that terrified me. Then he looked at my notifications. Oh, I'm still shaking. Dad, if you're watching this and you remember this particular post, yes, I did post this, and I'm so sorry that you had to be exposed to this part of me as a teenager. And then for some reason, I was just so freaking obsessed with this meme. Here come that boy, and I would text like the Kick Team bot. Astonishing. Like I thought it was like the funniest thing in the world. It just really just speaks for itself. The more you just look at it. See, so I'm gonna blur some of this out, but you know, stuff like this, or post if you date a boy or girl with scars, you know, I was 13. And, you know, I'm not saying that, like, you know, kids and, you know, preteens and all that stuff, they can't feel emotions like this, but it's just sad that I was, and it's sad that I was, like, exposed to this type of stuff, you know? Please reblog if your anxiety has made it difficult to you to voice your opinion, dress the way you want, made it difficult to ask for help, has made you constantly worry if you're being annoying and wonder if your friends and family are valid relationships or if they just put up with you because they have to. Please know that you're not fighting this battle alone. You are worth more than your anxiety says. You matter, and so does your opinion. You say you are awesome. I did have anxiety starting when I was like maybe, I have to say 7 years old, maybe even younger. That's when my anxiety started, but I didn't really know what it was. And I think posts like this made it like more, it made it more prevalent. Oh no. No. Why? Why did I post that? My sister is abusing me verbally. Wow. She keeps saying things like Dan ate a hamster in front of Phil and let's buy 1 hamster every month. She said that? Why would my older sister say that to me? Is this why we don't get along now? Oh, do you guys remember the V-Day video, Dan and Phil, guilt for watching it? I somehow found a link to the V-Day video and got really curious and watched it, and now I feel bad and I am shaking. Oh my gosh, yeah, hate me. I can never be forgiven by you guys because I watched it. I'm sorry. Is feeling horribly guilty and needs to kill self. I'm seriously so sorry. I feel really bad. Bangs head against wall. Oh my goodness, I was hating myself. Guys, is this valid? Be honest. Guys, the amount of guilt that the fandom would make you feel for even like wanting to watch that video was actually kind of insane, by the way. Aren't my contacts amazing? Oh my gosh, just the fandom pictures. And the last post. Yo, I'm about to delete all this cringe off my account and make it a full-on top theme. No one I used to know doesn't use this app anymore, so I can start fresh. Yeah, you never did that, did you, girl? Still got a strong 396 followers going on here. Hey, give it up. Give it up. Well, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be honest. You know, going over it and actually talking it out helped me realize that I was just a kid. And probably most people who were in this era can probably relate to this. Hopefully not the horribly violent things, but what do you know, right? So congratulations if you made it this far into the video. If you want to see my husband's reaction to me reading him the Forest fic, please maybe subscribe if you really want to. If you want to see nostalgic stuff, give this video a like. Thanks for watching.